This ain't other video in my channel, and as you can see, I cleaned up everything to make it more presentable. If you're watching this video, chances are you either have a business, are starting one, or have a hustle that takes up most of your time. And for one reason or another, you realized the importance of posting content. Maybe you have seen everyone talking about it, or maybe you saw someone leverage successfully, or maybe you're starting to realize you're falling behind in starting your own personal brand. It doesn't matter whether you want to post personal content, document your life, or focus on niche topics, and it also doesn't matter if it's short form or long form, because in this video I'm going to teach you the system I use to create consistent and high quality content while also performing other projects. This system is simple, effective, and has helped me stay consistent even in the early stages of my content creation journey. And if you want to know why you should listen to this, is because I managed to create content even though working as a freelancer, in other projects as a business, and actually I'm in university right now. So let's start with the video. Before diving into the actual system, there's one step that is more important than any tool, technique, or strategy. And that thing is knowing yourself first. And let me tell you why. And the reason behind it is because your authenticity is your biggest advantage. The other day I saw a video leak of Mr. Beast talking, and he explained this thing, that the world is full of these other version of your favorite content creator, and the only thing that set them apart are their unique and separate style. I'm sure you can get two YouTubers, at least in my case, that are very similar to each other, but even though they both have millions of subscribers, and even though they look similar, it's because they are not the same, but each of them are using their own unique style to get to specific audiences that may be similar but are definitely not the same. Think about it. The biggest creators right now didn't surpass other biggest creators at that moment by copying exactly what they did. They succeeded because they brought their own voice and own perspective, which traduced to their own unique style. So to find your own unique style, here are some questions that I'm asking even to me today that will help you, and you should ask yourself. So here are the questions. What are my core values? Is honesty, discipline, family? What do I stand for? Is it for a person? Is it for something bigger than me? Who inspires me? Not just social media creators, but musicians, writers, filmmakers, or even designers. What do I enjoy doing even if I'm not paid for it? What challenges have I overcome? And what lessons did I learn from it? What unique experiences have shaped who I am today? What makes me feel most alive when I create? Take time to reflect on these questions. This clarity will guide everything you do, to your content topics, to the way you communicate. Now that you know the foundation yourself, it's time to dive into practical steps. But before we do, there's an important warning I want to share, and this warning is that you will receive only in the proportion of what you give, and the results you get from content will always reflect the effort you put in. If you dedicate minimal time and effort, you will see minimal results. This doesn't mean you need to work 24/7 on content creation, but you must be intentional and consistent with the time you allocate. Whether you're doing everything yourself or delegating tasks, you need to guide the process, stay accountable, and show up. And because remember, you can't expect to harvest the best results if you don't plant and nurture your seeds. With that clear, let's move on to the system I use to stay consistent while maximizing my output. Okay, so step number 1, creation of ideas and scripting. This first step is dedicating 1 to 4 hours of one day of the week to brainstorm and script your content ideas for the week ahead. I know you have heard this before or many other people, but here are my own personal tips for you to do this. First is to along the week before or in any other moments, because maybe in that specific day you don't have the inspiration to actually create all your content ideas. In the moments along your week, just use notes in your phone to write down every single idea, cool idea you actually have along the week that think will help others. And that leads to my other practical tip. When I personally write in this day, I have this main question in mind, and is, what of everything I know, it doesn't matter if isn't aligned on this niche, will actually help somebody and could change someone's life. And listen, this is very important, because when you create the idea and the script, you are creating 0.5% of all the content you are making. And mainly, the purpose of content is helping somebody, who, even if it's in information, in entertaining, or in inspiring them. So you want to make sure you intentionally write and script your content so it helps somebody. That will actually help you create good videos. And not only that, but will also motivate you to do them. My other practical tip for this part is use ChatGPT to improve your text, so you can brainstorm very fast and ask ChatGPT to help you improve and actually write good and being engaging with what you want to say. So this is the prompt I use. Hey Chat, help me refine, improve communication, and make this text feel as it was originally written by a real person. Make it clear, engaging, and inspiring, but ensuring it connects emotionally with the audience. I'm sure you can make a better prompt, but this is the one I have used this whole time. With those practical tips and writing good ideas, now you can continue to step 2, recording. Once your ideas are ready, the next step is recording. And you can do this in 2 or 4 hours, ideally the next day after you script everything. And you can record all of it. Maybe it's a long form YouTube video, or maybe our 7 videos for the week ahead. And for recording, here again are many channels that will help you specialize on this, but I will share you my own practical tips. First one is to focus better in lighting than having the best equipment. And there are 2 things. You can use natural light, that it's easier and just have to be near any window, or make sure you find 2 lamps. One you can put in front of you, and other you can put right behind you, that will set you apart and will create depth within you and your background. I'm sure this thing will improve the quality of what you record. Another practical thing here is to make the most amount in effort here to record well, and don't let any errors for the editor or the future you that will edit the video to correct, because at the end of the day, the video will look better if you record everything well. Other practical tip is, if you're recording a video like this one, if you're recording a vlog, if you're recording Reels or TikTok, make sure you record all in a single cut. That not only make it easier for you to edit the video, but will help you don't have any stress while recording it, because you can repeat whenever the times you need. Now, audio is very important. If you don't have a professional mic like me, I don't have a professional mic right now, use Adobe Podcast to enhance your audio. It's easy to use and it's free, and the difference is a lot. Actually, this video is with Adobe Podcast, and probably you have seen my own personal vlogs. If not, I invite you to sit in, and actually I will leave you my last vlog here. And for creating this kind of lifestyle and journal style content, recording can be more flexible, but make sure you have your clear ideas of what you want to show in your video, and then how you want your end product to be, and also make sure you have specific deadlines to stay on track with what you're doing. Something I will cover in the editing section. So step 3, editing. Editing is where everything comes together. And if you script and record but don't finish editing, you won't have a final product. And this have been my mistake for many months, that I created many content but I was lazy on editing. So this is very important, because this is what puts the work you did before into the real work, that is publishing everything you created. And whether you're editing everything yourself or you're hiring an editor, here's how I approach it, and you should approach it too. Editing is something that lasts a little bit more than just recording and scripting. I personally can dedicate in 1 minute video about 3 hours of a day. So dedicate specific deadlines and be very attached to a schedule of recording. Maybe if you're editing yourself, you can only edit 1 video a day, and that's okay. So you can make sure you stay consistent with editing one video a day just after you finish recording. But for this, it's very important for you to know your times and how much it takes you. And another thing will be helpful to actually edit faster is to use this yellow space I call. And this technique is very easy. It consists in everything you edit and you know you finally hit, you will just create a white or yellow or pink square that covers up all of the screen to know you already finished up and you don't lose time watching it over and over and over. And if you are delegating editing, be careful because I will be posting a video on how to manage an editing team effectively. That is something I think is not said commonly here on YouTube, but sometimes could be a real mess. Making all these practical tips, I can guarantee you can start creating content consistently. And look at me, if I have achieved the numbers I have achieved having no experience and coming from nowhere and from zero, if you that have experiences and have a certain level of expertise can do so much better than how I'm doing. So this system is designed to keep you consistent and accountable, because remember, content creation isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up and delivering over time. And one final reminder, the biggest creator isn't the best, it's the one that stayed long enough to see the fruits of their work. If you found value in this video and you are an entrepreneur ready to take the next step in your career, I would love to help you. So I will show you how to transform the way you create content and help you refine those little mistakes that sometimes we don't have the attention to refine. So if you're interested, book a call in the link in my description. This isn't a sales pitch, it's an opportunity to see if we are a good fit to work together. Nothing more to say, see you in next videos.